Hi everyone, welcome to our video abstract on Brexit or branded, the effects of attitude towards Brexit and reshored brands on consumer purchase intention. The paper is accepted for publication on the British Journal of Management. First of all, I would take you through a bit of background of this research. As you know, while Brexit has caused a seismic shift in the British socio-economic and political landscapes, we are now witnessing increasing uncertainty in the global economy too. As a result, many firms these days are wary about offshoring. Reshoring has gained traction amongst organizations as an alternative to offshoring. Although reshoring predates Brexit, the link between the two in the British context is not just serendipitous, and there is argued to have strong connections between the two. I'm now inviting Mujahid to take you through the research gap for this paper. Thank you.
Thank you, Bidit. When we explored through the literature to find out the research gap, we found out that the existing literature on reshoring mostly has focused on the organizational strategies, government policies, and trade efficiencies. There's a lack of research on the consumer's point of view, although we found out there is a research paper on consumer reshoring sentiment. However, that doesn't take into account the consumer's attitude towards the socio-political issues and relevant perspectives of reshoring companies towards the corporate identities. So we believe that the reshoring could be a viable strategy from the company's point of view to enhance the consumer's perception. To talk about it more, I'd like to invite Sharif.
Thank you, Mujahid. So looking at research gap from theoretical perspective, we have taken the identity-based view of corporate marketing. This theoretical framework emphasizes a lot on the political, social, and environmental factors when forming corporate identity and image. However, because of the lack of empirical evidence of the theoretical, and yet they are quite suitable for our study, we don't know the effect of this framework on attitude towards purchase intention, and also how does political and environmental factors and social as well impact purchase intention and attitude. Thank you. So I pass to Said for our main theoretical framework.
Thank you very much, Sharifa. Thank you, Babu, and thank you, Bidit. And thank you, Bidit, for sharing the screen. This is our conceptual framework, which has got 6 constructs. So 3 antecedents to the attitude towards Brexit, as well as attitude towards reshored brands, leading in turn to behavioral intention toward reshored brands. As Babu very rightly highlighted the gaps, so we came up with these constructs. Mainly the antecedents, consumer reshoring sentiment, consumer ethnocentrism, and corporate social responsibility. So we're hypothesizing 11 hypotheses that we're trying to test in this in order to see how consumer reshoring sentiment will have effect on attitude towards Brexit, as well as attitude toward reshored brands. Likewise, consumer ethnocentrism, as well as corporate social responsibility, to have impact on attitude towards Brexit, as well as attitude toward reshored brands. So with this, I would like to now hand over to Babu to tell us about the research methodology.
Thank you, Said. To address the research objectives, we adopted a sequential mixed method with combining qualitative and quantitative methods, where the quantitative strand played the leading role. Understandably, the research has been contextualized in the UK because of Brexit still continues to be a dominant factor here. With the qualitative and quantitative measures, we for the quantitative one, we conducted a survey, and which gave us around 429 completed questionnaires. The survey questionnaire was developed based on some existing scales adapted from the literature, and we conducted also qualitative interviews, 20 depth interviews, and the interview protocol was developed from the themes that we identified in literature and from the findings from the quantitative study. And we conducted a meta-inference and trying to triangulate the findings of both qualitative and quantitative findings. To talk about more about the analysis and rest of the part, I hand it over to Sanjeet.
Thanks, Mujahid. Hello, everybody. We used partial least square path modeling to test the proposed hypothesis in our research model. And we have tested for the reliability and the validity of the construct in the research model. The final analysis shows that customers' reshoring sentiment significantly affects attitude towards Brexit. We also find consumer ethnocentrism affects attitude towards Brexit significantly, and corporate social responsibility has a positive impact on attitude towards reshored brands. Now, when we ran the mediation analysis, we find that attitude towards reshored brand partially mediates the relationship between corporate social responsibility and behavioral intention and customers' reshoring sentiment and behavioral intention. I'll pass it on to Sharifa.
Thank you, Sanjit. I'll get Bidit to.
Thank you very much, Sanjit and Sharifa. So based on the quantitative data, we embarked on qualitative data collection in terms of interviews, and interview results suggest that regardless of individuals' political affiliation, with whether or not it's a left-wing, Brexit, popularly known as Lexit, or right-wing notion of it, their opinions about overall Brexit reflected their desire to overcome perceived hegemonic control from an outside country, and that relates to ethnocentrism. Although some of the respondents were opposed to Brexit, they exhibited their support for reshoring in the interviews. They were less ethnocentric, but still they were more tolerant towards multicultural environment, and they had a lot of appreciation for reshored brands. So Brexiteers and Remainers alike indicated that they considered corporate social responsibility as an important and integral determinant of their positive attitudes towards reshored brands. Now I would like to invite Sharifa for closing in the discussion with managerial and theoretical implications.
Thank you, Bidit. So in conclusion, theoretically, while political, environmental, and social are important factors, and in this case, Brexit, our paper adds how the socio and political dimension are incorporated in the overall identity-based view firm. And more importantly, due to the significance of finding of attitude towards reshored brand as well as corporate social responsibility, managers can actually use corporate social responsibility to champion themselves, to position themselves as an image for their business. And hopefully this could impact positively on attitude as well as purchase intention. Thank you. And we hope that you enjoy reading our paper.